We're coming to you live, the Tabletop RPG Network. Yeah!
Welcome to the Hue Color Light Show.
Yeah, welcome to our lighting extravaganza. I feel like I'm left out.
They're actually pretty cool. It's really nice to be able to dim the lights.
They look cool.
Man, you're playing a video game or something like that, and you want to set the tone a little bit. You can turn them like red and dim them down to 10%, which is pretty sweet, man.
Games, what are those?
Right? Well, I mean, it's not like I play video games. It's mostly for porn and masturbating. So, right?
Oh, well.
I like this. I like a nice beige tone, a nice neutral.
I close my eyes.
All right, everybody. Welcome to September's.
P.S. That's not true.
Ooh.
September, Dave? That's 2 months ago.
Yeah, Tabletop RPG Network. So, yeah,
You
thanks
said
everybody
September,
for
too.
hanging out with it. You know, we pre-recorded this back
2
in
months
September. So, that's why we are, basically advertising this as a September show. So as I get that changed over,
yeah, none of us know Sean Connery died.
In November.
Pre-recorded. We wouldn't know that.
It's all right.
We should have put the show out on Wednesday or Thursday after the Wednesday after the election. Then we could have said it was pre-recorded because we all left the country. Well, you guys.
Yeah, don't you live in Canada, sir? What are you talking about?
If you guys come here, I'm out.
Pretty good.
No, see, what we're going to do is we're just going to send all the politicians away. That's what we should do.
Yeah. Besides, tomorrow we won't know anything.
No.
My prediction is that Trump will win by 3 votes. Only 3. 6-3. Thank you. That's a good joke. That's a good joke. Think about it.
Hey everybody, what's going on? Thanks for joining us, and we're talking about voting and lights. Something that we
Let's vote on the lights. So do we like purple or green? Let's vote.
Yeah. So we're a couple of cast members short this month. So, I'm sure I'm going to get all kinds of emails saying, "Hey, you guys only have 3 channels. I need to join. You're 7 channels short every month." We're not short, guys. We just have, we're all adults. We all have jobs. We all have lives. There's a coronavirus going around. So
which we have one that just got out of hospital today.
Yeah.
Yes, and Gorgio had the coronavirus. Nice, yeah. I did too, Dave. I shaved just a few minutes ago.
Yeah, I actually trimmed my fur burger mustache that was like going into my mouth. It all started this morning. Yeah, when I was eating breakfast and I bit down on my burrito and I got about 3 hairs on the side, and it just really, really hurt. And it actually really pissed me off because I let it go as long as I did. So I actually kind of cleaned up my face today. So.
Yeah, that's horrible. When you bite into a burrito and half of your face goes into your mouth with your burrito.
It sucks, man. Yeah, it sucks. So
I do like that you call your mouth hole a fur burger, though. That's pretty erotic.
I wasn't trying to be erotic, Murder Hobo, but I was feeling pretty rough. Just because, sort of like where you're at now, Gary, where you're just like kind of just all over the place with the facial hair. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. But, this is what I like to call disheveled.
Yeah, I was disheveled this morning. So how's everybody's games going?
Oh,
Belle, we'll start with Belle. Ladies first. Belle, how's your games going? You're playing in quite a few games.
I started a new one. Yeah, I started a new one on Tuesday. That's a Game of Dragon Scales.
Nice.
And hopefully that will be broadcasted eventually.
And that's James
so that one's
Ward's
kind of
game,
neat,
right? That's James Ward's new game?
Yes.
Legend,
yes.
TSR Legend.
James Ward.
Matter of fact, the DM is the other author, Stephen Lee. So.
Wow. Look at that. She's hanging out with the big boys, guys. Must be nice to hang out with some people that have some umph in the industry. James, in case you guys don't know who James Ward is, he created the first sci-fi RPG ever, Metamorphosis Alpha.
Yeah.
He was the very first sci-fi. Gary said, "Hey,
So
we need a
he's
sci-fi
old as
RPG. Can you
dirt.
do it?"
He's old as dirt.
No, he's not old as dirt.
He's not that
pretty
old.
young. No.
Yeah, he's not that old.
I consider myself old as dirt. So
Okay.
Yeah,
Also,
I've
Drake,
just
what
been
is-
told
what is-
I'm almost old as dirt by a particular someone. Thank you.
Who was that?
I don't know. Whoever's watching the video can,
Oh,
see that. Thanks. But anyways, to kill that, just
Friday game, which will never be
You-
televised, unfortunately, is like the most fun game, and I play it with Will. God, what is his name on your game?
Dude. Oh,
On
Dragon
your
Bait?
game. Yeah, Dragon Bait.
Yeah.
That game's a lot of fun. I wish that one was televised for y'all.
James
And then, of
Ward
course,
will be
You know what's going on
70 in
Sunday?
May.
I have Dave and Gary as playing as my brothers on the Sunday game, so that one's been fun.
That's been interesting. That's
My
for sure.
older brothers.
It's actually been really fun playing. I didn't know that I was gonna, because I'm so used to running a game. I didn't know if I was gonna have fun playing, but I actually have had a lot of fun playing. I really have. It's been fun. I'm trying to play like the voice of reason between my murder hobo sister and brother.
I saw some of that. I was like,
Hello?
you're like, maybe we should go back to the cave.
Yeah.
We should
Yeah, I'll take
some
torture
questions.
hobo.
It's really hard making a decision in that game. There is no doubt about it. It's very hard to make a decision.
Yeah, it's been really fun though. So I've we're on what, session 12 or 15 on my Extinction Curse campaign. It's been really fun. I've been playing as a player. I have a work-related game starting this Thursday on the 4th. We're going to be doing it every Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern, and it's going to run for 2 hours, and it's pretty much going to be Fantasy Grounds employees. So it's going to be nice to be playing a game, and I'm going to start off with the 5e starter set Fandelver, and then we're going to do the Starfinder beginner box set, the Pathfinder 2 beginner box set, and maybe Pathfinder first edition. Just all the beginner box sets with short adventures, because I'm just not into being bogged down in massive long-term games of one particular game anymore. The only thing that I do like the way that, and this can easily be said honestly for even the long D&D 5e campaigns. I like the Pathfinder adventure paths because they're like 60 pages and in a book. Starfinder has about 30 pages in a book, and you can just easily do a book and then take a break. But you can do that, you could do that in 5e also. You could just do it by the chapter. So, but I've been looking forward to breaking up some games and stuff and doing that. So then I've got a couple of, throughout the years, I've had a couple of games that have started up and we've never finished. And that was either because I wasn't feeling the game or my players weren't feeling the game. So I have a couple of games. I have my basic D&D. We decided that it is basic, and this is basically mostly on me. Is we're going to wrap up the basic D&D game with one more session. So we're going to wrap that game up. We're going to wrap up. I have a Ghost of Dragonspear Castle. That was a D&D Next playtest from Gen Con from like 6 years ago. And I'm going to finish that up. That has one session left also. I've got a Starfinder Dead Sons campaign. We started book 2, and mostly the players weren't into sci-fi, so I'm going to pick that game up probably eventually, probably with the Sunday game. And we'll play Starfinder and pick up from that point, and we'll just find, I've got a pretty good, I did some brainstorming how I'm going to link a new group into the adventure. So I want to do that, and then I also want to start doing some Savage Worlds, the season 3 of my zombie apocalypse. So
nice.
But that'll be fun too. I might actually do the zombie apocalypse game season 3 with Fantasy Grounds. So I might actually do that with them. So because I think a couple of them have liked Savage Worlds. Yeah, what's up, Gary?
Have you seen have you ever watched the GMs Hangout, the Savage Worlds guys, Jared Gunning and Dustin Smith and Chris Fox and whatever. There's a bunch of them. Scott W.
I did. I think there were some. I think I watched them a couple of years. If it's the same, I could be mistaken, but there was a stream that I was watching on Savage Worlds that was pretty brutal and pretty vicious with another Savage Worlds channel that was going on, and I stopped watching them because I didn't like the whole crap talking with one. I don't know if it was them or not, but I couldn't tell. Well, if I saw the guys, I could tell you, yeah, it's them, or no, that's not them, or
see if I can't dig up their mugshots. But they just recently kickstarted a thing, a setting called Dead End, because Jared Gunning is a big fan of the old school zombie apocalypse games.
Yeah.
I got a chance to read the pre sort of PDF before it was put out, and it's actually really good. The cool part about it is it's zombie apocalypse. You get the gist of it. The nice part about this one is it gives you the people that you come up against. It doesn't really have anything to do with zombies, like the crazy Christian guy that has his flock with him and stuff like that. And they try and convert you when you show up, or the military guy that happens to have a bunch of people.
Kool-Aid.
Right, it gives you this really sort of cool characters and people that you sort of have to meet and overcome, as opposed to dealing with the zombies. It's called Dead End. Anyways, the Kickstarter failed, and because of that, they just released a PDF. So if you're looking for some cool ideas for your zombie apocalypse game, Dead End, man, that's the way to go. Yeah. You can. It's got some pretty interesting.
I've been actually playing the War of the Dead, and this is like years and years and years old. And I think that's probably what you're referring to with the religious zealotness flock, because it almost, as I'm reading this adventure, I'm like, wow, I'm surprised that Walking Dead hasn't sued these people, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
That's done by that Lee Spazniak guy, I believe. He's the one that did the
Yep.
Yeah, he's got a couple of them out. There's lots of good zombie apocalypse stuff for Savage Worlds.
Yeah, that's a great thing about Savage Worlds is you play it once and you know how to play any setting with it. Although all the different settings could have a little quirk about it, but other than that, yeah, it's pretty good.
Drake, as long as you got exploding dice, everything's fine.
Fine. Yeah. Oh, I love the explode. That's like the big gimmick with Savage Worlds, Love it. What do you got going on? How's your games going, Drake?
Well, Call from the Deep, we're on session 44, so that one's getting close to being on the end. That's my last classic game in Fantasy Ground Classic. And then I'm playing in Deadlands on Thursdays on Marbania's table. That's pretty fun. Fridays, I'm flip-flopping, running a homebrew Cholt campaign and playing in Empire of the Ghouls Midgard. That's being pretty fun. That's pretty fun. And then over on Rob's stream, he's streaming Icewind Dale. I'm DMing that. That one's really fun. I think that's fun.
Yeah.
And then Sunday, I'm just now starting a stream on my tabletop players that for years I've been playing with. I finally got them to go on stream, so it's starting next Sunday, and I'll be running against the Giants out of the Yawning Portal.
That's awesome. What about you were talking about the Pathfinder Mwangi Expanse? Is that something you were really looking into, or I think it was you, or was it Marbania? Might have been
maybe Marbania.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't really dove into the Pathfinder yet. I'm waiting on somebody to run a freaking one shot so I can get a taste of it.
Good news is I actually have a bunch of level 1s. I was on vacation a couple of weeks ago, from work, and during this time, I actually spent. See, when I'm learning Pathfinder 2 and Starfinder, I'm reading just mechanics. I'm not worried about the classes, the ancestries. I'm not worried about that stuff because my players can easily take care of that portion of the game. So I'm the one that's learning how to play the game and refereeing and all the mechanics. So during my vacation, I I literally spent, I mean, tons of days reading about all the classes. And when I was doing this, I made a bunch of level 1 characters. So right now I have the core rulebook done, and now I'm going through the advanced player's guide, and I'm now making like the investigator, the witch, the swashbuckler, etc. So the oracle. So what I want is a bunch of level 1 characters. So granted, yeah, I know people's going to say, well, your fighter's sword and board, and your champion is sword and board. Well, I want to play a two-handed fighter. Well, I'm in the process now of kind of road mapping out what I want to do with each class. So, I mean, let's face it, a rogue is a rogue. I mean, there's only so many ways to build a rogue. But now I'm actually making variations of the classes. So for the fighter, I'm going to have like a two-hand weapon fighter now, and then I'm going to have like a bow fighter, dex-based bow fighter. I'm going to have like a rogue that's not going to be stabby. It's going to be more on diplomacy and stuff like that. So I'm in.
Well, what a great way to learn the characters too is just build a character.
No, I'm so glad I did that because I was saying, when you play one D20 game, you're like, okay, you play one, you play them all, and it is true in a lot of that is true in a lot of facets, but. When you actually take the time to read about the ancestries or the races and the classes, I feel a lot more confident now about running the game now too, because now I know what my players are doing. Before I'm like, I don't know if they're trying to once over me, just getting by with all this stuff to see if they can get away with it. Now I know. I mean, I literally read
so you can really summon
feature.
A Medusa at first level?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, so that's how you got that plus 27 at first level. I'm taking all my players at words for it, which I don't have any players that are going to do that anyway. But I've really enjoyed reading that though. And the Starfinder, I know how to play Starfinder. I just never read the classes. I see all this information for the classes, and I was like, wow, this is good, but. Now that I actually read everything, I really like the Valkyrie now in Starfinder. I never, and the Solarian in Starfinder. Those are classes that really kind of took me by surprise when I was reading about that. But anyways, yeah. But yeah, they're coming though, Drake. I've just got to, I've got some more effects and stuff that I'm working on. But other than that, yeah, it's gonna be good.
I only need one. That's it. Just one guy. I don't care.
Yeah.
Just give it to me. Let's do it.
Yeah.
I got dice right here.
What about you, Gary? That would be cool too. Because I've seen, Chris run some games with, Shadow the Demon Lord in particular. I'm always lurking in games, so believe me, I am probably there in your channels. I just don't have, I'm always on my anonymous account. So, but yeah, I've seen you guys roll dice and stuff in Chris's games, and I like that concept. Oh, every roll 20. Yeah. It's not like that, but it's just kind of funny that could happen. But
what do I need to hit? 15? Yeah.
Oh wow,
15.
I rolled a 17. Yeah. Yeah. Look at Rob. He's like, I do that.
I've played those games with those guys.
No, I know. I've seen it, but I do like
Rob,
that though.
Have you played Fantasy Grounds with dice rolling instead of a table on the
manual dice entry?
Yeah.
I haven't done
me?
That.
Oh.
That would be like using a push mower without starting it, right?
Sometimes I use that when I'm testing things, but I've never played a game with it. That would be ridiculous.
Yeah.
But it's there in case you like. I'll tell you what I did do. I ran my local group here in Spokane until they all became idiots and we had to stop. But I used to play Princess of the Apocalypse with them. And in order to try to get them into Fantasy Grounds, I would DM with my laptop, but then I would just let them use their paper and dice and pencils, and they would roll, and I would just punch it into the combat tracker or whatever. So I did that. And then, these guys that were completely resistant to Fantasy Grounds, by the end of the first session, they were all huddled around the laptop. Move my token over there. Move. They were all into it by the end, right?
Yeah.
So
was that on one of your guys' weekend getaways?
No. This was just idiots that live in my town with me that I used to game with, and then they all, for not because of Fantasy Grounds had anything to do with it, but they all just got crazy, and I had to get away from that group.
Garrett, how's your games going?
I got nothing. Go for Rob.
Wow. So, wow, Rob, how about you? How's your game?
Sunday game?
Gary, you don't have any games? What do you mean?
No, I do. I play in the Mines of Lost Mines of Phandelver. That is my Sunday afternoon. So that's kind of like my weekly game, but my stuff I usually run every second week. I got a full-time gig. And I work 40, 50 hours a week. I don't have time for too much RPGs, but I like to get my stuff on the go. You guys ever heard of ICRPG? I know that Dave's played it.
Yeah,
Bill,
we've
played the last one?
Played
Yeah.
one shot, yeah.
And I don't use Fantasy Grounds. I have nothing just bad to say about Fantasy Grounds, but I prefer like some realistic 3D tabletop simulator. That's my go-to. Rob, you ever seen my stuff? No, probably not, right? Because that's right. You're too busy for me. Anyways.
If it's not Fantasy Grounds, I don't watch it.
Yeah, I know. I see how it is. Elitist.
I admittedly am I'm an FG elitist. If you go to my Roll20 account, it says I've been on there 1 hour, and that's not even true. It hasn't been that long.
Wow.
That's just the default login time until you hit an hour. Then it says
Yeah.
I don't even have a Roll20 account. I never even been over there.
It's a good place to go search for tokens and stuff like that. That's really the only thing that I use it for. Like if I'm looking for a thing, I need like a farmer's pack or a peasant pack of top-down tokens. I'll just go over there and type that into the marketplace, and it gives you a pretty good search engine, right? Everybody throws their stuff in the
that you can take Devon Knight token packs in Fantasy Grounds and change it from a dot mod to a what now, Rob?
A dot XML.
There you go, and then voila, you get your tokens, just like you would have got them from the Devon Knight token website, from the Immortal Knights website. Yeah,
that sounds a touch shady, gentlemen.
Little tidbit that a lot of people don't know about. You can actually, because Devon Knight wants his tokens available in and out of the software. So it's
kind of a little trick. Like people always ask me, can I buy your Fantasy Grounds module on DM's Guide, and then can I use just the maps on Roll20? And I always tell them it's not designed to do that, but a mod file is just a zip file. You can unzip it, and there's the maps. And the reason I tell them that is because, hey, if they want to buy it and then go use it on Roll20, I don't care about that. But sometimes people get confused because you can't do that with anything that's protected from the Smiteworks store. That's not the same thing. So, but if it's sold on DM's Guild, you can. So it's the same idea. You can buy Devon's token packs and use them in Fantasy Grounds. Plus, almost all his stuff is on Fantasy Grounds anyway. It's all there.
Carrie Heals.
Now you got another place to find it.
She or he loves the pink chair and headset. Bill.
Yeah, the pink chair. It's awesome.
She's looking quite dapper tonight, isn't she? Can you say dapper for a woman? I mean, can you?
Yeah, that would work. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Well, I was showing them earlier. It's not just pink chair. It's also pink keyboard.
Dapper. I mean, you got a 3-piece suit on too. Dapper.
Look at that! Wow.
Let's see, my little mouse pad, my thing to hold my headphones. Yeah, everything's pink except for the actual tower, which is green, because I haven't had it switched over to a pink tower yet.
My mouse pad. Look at that.
I like your mouse pad.
Lights and color coordinated headsets and keyboards.
Oh.
I'm just out of it. I
And
mean,
Rob's got his mug. Yeah, so
look at everybody. I feel okay. Thanks for watching. Yeah, I'm out of here. I'm going to Amazon right now.
But Dave, we don't have your bookcase behind us.
Well, that bookcase actually will probably be shrinking down quite a bit here in the next couple of months. I mean, we are in the digital age, and I have been really thinking about cutting it down, and I am going to be cutting it down. I got rid of 18 boxes of stuff about 3 years ago now, and I may be getting rid of a lot of this stuff up there. I may be getting rid of my D&D 5e stuff, and I may be getting rid of all my Savage Worlds. And I even made a decision. And this is tough. I would probably be getting rid of all my Talislantis stuff too. So, and the Talislantis stuff, I've had that stuff for 30 plus years. So
when you say giving or getting rid of, does that mean to the game store for credit or like that?
No,
you just sell them.
I could, but I'm gonna put it on eBay probably.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, because we are, no chance in hell I'm getting rid of my basic D&D. That's just, there's no way. In fact, when I die, it's going to be cremated with me.
How dare you
make the coffin out of it?
Yeah, but there's no way anybody with a right mind, you have a court order to do that. There's no way nobody's going to do that. Somebody's going to just say, I'm keeping this stuff. Yeah. There's no way I'm
right. They're going to be like, we cremated it.
Yeah,
we did. Yeah. Meanwhile, it's in my trunk. Yeah.
So I'm basically.
Why do some of these leftover papers say Bell South on there? I don't get it. Here's your ashes.
It's just so hard, to make any kind of decision like that. Because I'll never have that stuff again. I won't ever have a complete set of Talislanta books, all editions. I will never have another complete set of Dungeons and Dragons 4th edition, including all the rare playtest stuff. I'll never have that again. I would never have, all the. So I don't know. It's just been a big, decision that I kind of need to do because I got stuff laying everywhere, and I just need to start thinking about doing something.
Gary, when are you going to do another one shot?
Whenever you want. Speaking of which, who did the one shot last month, suckers? I don't think anybody did.
I didn't. I didn't do one because I didn't get it done.
Wasn't the one
I'm going to be doing it
last month? Yours was last month.
I did October. No, did I do October? I did Flight of the Red Sword.
The very beginning of October.
I got another one.
That wasn't RPG Network related though.
No, wasn't it?
That's how I put it on the thing.
Oh, wasn't? Oh.
Yeah. If you guys are into a little bit of zaniness, I got a sweet little Western adventure built into Tabletop Simulator. I don't want to give too much away. It's maybe a little touch adult oriented there. You might have to.
I can bring my
light. I've got a bustier and petticoats.
But yeah, nobody signed up for the one shot for this month, eh?
I don't know who wants to run one. I mean, we're not going to be doing one every single month on the network. I mean, it's just going to be a couple times a year. This is how I envisioned it. But
anyone's welcome. Anyone's welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got 5 games a week. I ain't got no time for none of that shit.
No.
Yeah. I guess
so
I'm going to have to do it.
Yeah.
I need more games.
I could probably squeeze in a playtime, but
that's what Rob was smart with doing that. Just planning games. I've actually really enjoyed playing in Phandelver. It's been fun. So I may do another. I'd like somebody to run Pathfinder.
Was the last time you
Starfinder
DM'd?
game.
Rob, when was the last time you DM'd?
Oh, a couple weeks ago. If Robin didn't.
For the
5e pickup games, yeah. But
Pickup
the last campaign I DM'd was Dragon Heist, and then Joe took over for Mad Mage, which was same players, just a continuation of the group.
Well, you seem to have constantly have the 5e pickup games lately. It hasn't been.
Oh, it's been weekly since we started back up. McClancy was doing it, and then he had to stop, so Robin's doing it now.
But
and then she couldn't make it 1 weeker. Yeah, we always have usually 5 players at least. It's kind of a rotating thing. There's like 140 people in the database, but we play between 3 and 6 players, but we've only had to cancel the game for only 2 people or 1 person showed up, like maybe twice, and we've only had to ask people to step out because we had 7 or more, maybe like 2 or 3 times, and that's over 4 years or whatever. So it usually works out.
Wow, yeah, that is pretty good.
What about your other games?
Ooh, robot sound, Bell.
Well, Bell, the trouble continues on my channel. On Tuesday we have that. It's called 5e Pickup Games, where anybody can come play. And then on Wednesday, it's Round Robin, which is Remedies. Robin Nix and I have a show where we literally just turn the camera on and talk about whatever. It's mostly gaming centric, but it can evolve or more likely devolve into any conversation. Bell's usually there for that. It's fun. And then on Friday we have Dungeon of the Mad Mage, which we've been playing since December of 18, and Dragon Heist since September of 18 before that, same group. And we are calculating that we might wrap that up at about Christmas.
Wow.
And then this year. And then starting in February, because I always take January off. I don't stream in January, but in February, if we are done, I might actually DM a campaign myself. I don't know. Right? I know, Dave's eyes. So that might happen. And then Saturday is Drake's game, and we're having a lot of fun because we started that game off, and we've done maybe, I think, 7 Drake, and we started with Unity. And we're having a really good time with that. And
That's cool.
And then Sunday, of course, is the All Things Fantasy Grounds talk show. Dave, you've been on that a couple times.
Yeah.
That's up to we had John Nelson on Sunday. John G. Nelson from AAW.
Yeah, John's a good guy.
Yeah, and we had he was our 138th show. So we've done, coming up on 150 shows.
Nice.
And then your important show afterwards.
Oh, okay. So yes, and what we've been doing, this is for like maybe the last 3 months or so, 4 months, is we stop the stream on Sunday and it's over. And then we tell everybody this. 5 minutes later, we come back and we play Jackbox.tv games for like an hour. And that's a scream.
Those are pretty fun, actually.
It's really fun. And what's always plagued me is that you can literally play that game with up to 10,000 players. People watching can play. And we don't get very much participation from that. We get the same. Bell always usually plays. We get the same like 4 to 6 people that play every week, and then some people in the audience play. But we'll have like 60 people watching the show, and then we'll go to the games, and then it drops down to like 10 people. I've never understood it. I always thought people would like that.
It's because the East Coast has to go to bed, bitches.
Fucking time is a relative constant.
You mentioned, Unity. Unity has gone on with Steam now since the last time we've been on, and fixing to do a full release in the very near future.
That's supposed to be this week, actually.
So yeah. So
the alleged, it's not alleged. I think they actually said first week in November, which was they've got 5 days left.
We are going live in the near future. Hey now!
And I've got my one-on-one with you on Thursday, Dave. I'm excited about that. I'm really just excited to spend an hour alone with you. That's all it is.
Nice.
I'm gonna. By then, I'll have my dim lights here for our conversation, Dale. I'm gonna dim them to purple.
You're gonna have the purple lights dimming down.
Yeah, that's right.
Bell, you are having some robotic noise on my end when you're talking, so I don't know. Maybe you want to reset your mic.
Is this me you're talking about?
No.
No.
About Bell.
Oh, it's Bell. Oh my God, yes it is.
You gotta remember, I just got internet back a couple of days ago because somebody destroyed it for my entire county. We went without internet for a while.
Thanks.
So it's still having issues.
Gotta appreciate that.
Somebody destroyed your internet in your whole county? Like they just took out all the internet in the whole county? Like what, did they run a car into a transformer or something? What did they do? Did they surround the Biden bus and try to bash it and that got rid of the internet? Is that what happened? I don't know.
They're widening because of hurricanes. They have to widen the highway, and they didn't take into account that there's wires, and they dug it all up, and it's like, oops.
Yeah, those are the engineers I want building my bridges for sure.
And this wasn't just the internet. This was the telephone. So we didn't have telephone or internet.
Wow.
I haven't had a landline. I literally haven't had a landline for 10 years. I haven't had one.
Yes, I have a landline.
I haven't had a landline for at least 10 years.
Technically, I have one at the office. I have a fax line.
Well, fax line. Who is fax? Are you getting faxes from people? It's just their butts, isn't it? Like, what's the fax good for anymore? I don't understand.
Sometimes I get customers that just they don't have internet. They don't.
I'll tell you a story. I had, when I was still in Florida, I went to pay my insurance for my home with a card. And this insurance company said, "Sir, we don't take credit cards." I said, "What year are we in?"
Yeah.
I said, "We're in the year," like, it was at the time, it was like 2016. I said, "This is 2016. I said, "I haven't written a check," because I had just picked them up this year because my old insurance company dropped me because of getting bashed by hurricanes every year. So I found a new insurance company. And then when I went to pay, they were like, "Oh, no, sir, we only take checks." I said, "I haven't written a check in 15 years. I don't even own any checks." I'm like, "Are you serious?" And they're like, "No, we don't take credit cards." I'm like, "Your company is going to," I said, "remember this crazy person you're talking to right now. In a couple of years, when your company's no longer around because you don't accept credit card payments like 99.5% or even higher, like every other company out there, and that insurance company is no longer in business anymore," which is great.
So I have a funny story about that.
Remember
so the
that
water
crazy guy.
The water people, like you have to pay, if you use more than so much water, you have to pay an overage every year. And that building is like at the end of my street. So I walk, and it's funny because I don't live in an area where there's anything close. There's no convenience stores. There's no shopping malls. There's no businesses close to where I live except the water station people. They're right at over there. So I go down there, and this used to be my mother's house, and then I inherited it. So she always just took care of that every year, and then now it's me. So I go in there to pay, and the same thing. "Oh, we don't take credit cards." And this is the county. This is the county of Spokane doesn't. And I'm like, "You got to be kidding me." I go, "How do people pay?" And they said, "Well, people either pay in cash or they write a check." And I said the same thing you said. I haven't read a check since 1987. Like, who writes checks? And I said, "Okay." And I did this. "What happens if I don't pay?" And they go, "Oh, that's easy. We just tack it onto your property tax the next year." And I said, "Do that." And they never have. They haven't for 3 years. And my water doesn't get shut off, so I just fucking whatever. I don't care. They wouldn't take my money,
There's enough water in Spokane. You're all right.
Yeah, I'm fine. But I'm the guy that goes to like Wendy's drive up, and I'm like, "You don't take Apple Watch?" And they're like, "What's that?" And every other fast food place takes it, right? And I'm driving away angry, eating my bacon cheeseburger. I'm never going to Wendy's again. And then the next day I'm there again, But I always think it's so fascinating how some of these major corporations they're not up with the times, and then they wonder why they're having problems.
Why do you think McCrory's isn't around anymore? C.G. Murphy, Kmart, and all these other huge companies, J.C. Penney, Sears, because they haven't conformed to the times, and we're going to be fine. We've been around since the early 1900s or even earlier. We're just going to hide behind our name, and people are just going to still continue to give us money.
Wrong. Yeah.
Look
at the U.S. Post Office. Another thing. The U.S. Post Office used to be one of the only branches of the government, well, yeah, they are a branch of the government, that had a surplus of billions of dollars.
Yeah.
They just recently, within the last 10 years, built a website. The Post Office is losing billions of dollars a year now. They
got screwed.
Effed.
My dad was a letter carrier. My dad did that for 38 years. My dad was a letter carrier. Post office was always like
mismanagement.
Gross mismanagement, and Congress passed that law, I think it was in 2006, that said they had to prepay 75 years of pensions. So they just fucking, all billions of dollars went out the window in one day, and it was stupid. But that's your government. But yeah, the post office used to be tried and true, and now it's just mismanaged all to hell. They just need, what they need to do is they need to get
They need to give it to Federal Express or UPS.
Exactly. Just make it
all contracted out, and I'm sorry if you work for the post office, but if I was losing billions of dollars a year, that wouldn't work. And I said this in the
billions of dollars
office,
a year by telling them quit delivering me freaking junk mail.
Well, this all
stemmed. That's another.
Here we go. We'll just talk about this the rest of the night. Here we go. All right. So, yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask in chat. See, this all started when there was a couple of box sets that I was missing, all right? And these were not cheap box sets, all right? They were delivered to the house on the end of the street that I live on. And so here it is. It says package delivered, and I didn't get any package. And I'm like, there's like $600 in box sets. There's got to be some mistake here. So about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and this is it said delivered, 8:48 a.m. I didn't get anything. So I went to the post office and I said, here, I took a picture on my phone, and I said, look, it's saying it's been delivered. I haven't gotten any package, and this is very expensive, and this had tracking and everything else. And I said, we got to find this package. They blamed it on a windstorm. First off, they blamed it on a windstorm.
Jesus!
So now,
oh my God!
Because now I'm getting pissed off here, because I'm like, I'm not taking a hit on this. You guys are gonna take care of this. And then they're like, okay, well, let me call up and I'll get the data from the driver, from the deliverer. So any package that's delivered with the post office, they literally take a GPS coordinate of where the package was delivered. So here it is about 3:45, and I get a phone call from the postmaster at the office saying that it was delivered to the wrong house. And they told me the address. So I immediately got into my car and I went down there, and they're like, don't do that. We'll go get the package for you. So when I go down to the end of the street, I find the house, and there's no package on the doorstep, and there's like 5 big Rottweilers and pit bulls.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I can't go in there and get my package. So about 4:45 or so, they called me back and said, yeah, sir, we got your package back for you, but it's been opened. I'm like, you son of a biscuit. So all those expensive box sets were opened up. I'm talking box sets from the 80s.
Yeah.
The cellophane just ripped right off. I'm like, this is ridiculous. And then that's when I went in there and I said, look, you guys are in the I don't give a shit business now. I said, does anybody care around here anymore? You guys are losing $5 billion a year. I said, does anybody care around here anymore? And I said, how hard is it to look at a number for an office or a home address, and then you just take it 30 houses down and give it to someone else. I said, these were, and I'm explaining, I'm like, I know you guys don't give a shit, but I'm pissed off. And, I guess they thought that I was going to go Postal or something like that. And
go Postal. That's good.
The lady at the counter said, we don't lose money, sir. I said, do you not know anything about the company you work for? I said, you guys are hemorrhaging billions of dollars a year. I said, you need to really Google this when you get off tonight. You need to do some homework and Google about the United States Post Office. I said, they're losing billions of dollars a year. And in the next 10 years, when you don't have a job anymore because you don't care, and when UPS or FedEx or DHL or somebody else is doing your job for you and you're sitting at home going, what happened? Why don't I have a job anymore? Remember this crazy guy. Remember this face when you don't have a job anymore and say, wow, that guy was right. that crazy guy was right.
So
here's
one of the reasons. I'm sure there are a multitude of reasons, but here's one of the reasons the post office loses money. Because in that exact scenario that happened to you, Dave, the second the post office sets that package on the other person's porch, it legally belongs to that person and no longer belongs to you. And now it's the post office. That person could have just said, no, this is mine, and kept it. If they wanted to, they could have done that. And then the post office would have had to been responsible to replace either your money or your items. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure that happens all the time because, they make mistakes. But I think you're right. Whenever they make a mistake, they look to, instead of saying, oh my God, we're so sorry, let us fix that, they go, it was a windstorm.
Yeah, it was a windstorm.
A windstorm blew your package 30 houses down and put it perfectly on that porch. A windstorm did that.
Yeah, because a week before, I had another package, and that was the excuse. That was the excuse on that package, too. Oh, it must have been the windstorm, sir. I found this between two houses down the road. I'm like, there's no way. How did you find, and I asked this guy, I said, how did you find this package between two houses? I'm like, did you just vigorously start walking between all the houses saying, I got to find this man's package? No.
Yeah,
you took it to the wrong frickin' place, and your GPS told you where you took it. So, yeah. Way to go.
Right. Yeah.
USPS. So, Steve, you could design a new game doing that.
Here we go.
It's going to be called Going Postal.
Speaking of the mail.
Going Postal. Bring it back to games.
Want to hear something cool?
Yeah, let's hear it.
There is a company called What 3 Words that has broken down the entire globe into like 3 foot by 3 foot squares. And you can have a package delivered to any one of those 3 foot by 3 foot squares just by knowing what they are. My front door, if you wanted to get to my front door, I think it's something like Dishes Really Perform. And you could type that into What 3 Words and it will take you right to my house. It's pretty slick.
Wow.
It's like the Kevin Bacon game.
Yeah, you can have something delivered within 3. So you don't even actually have to have a mailing address. If they switch the system.
We could start a show and we just come up with 3 words and see where the hell it takes us.
Yeah, let's do it. Give me 3 words. See if I can place.
What the hell? Where does that take us? What the hell? Oh, we need to.
Give me 3 words.
Bitch? What the hell, bitch? Where does that take us?
What the hell?
And we got to add
That's
on.
my house. I know if my UPS driver could pick out the 3 words for mine, it would not be nice.
I just have all my stuff delivered at the office, and it works out perfect.
Well, there you go. Anybody got anything else to add?
Well, see, my office is in my bedroom. Oh, that sounds wrong. My desk is in...
Hey, now.
He heard your whistle.
I work at home.
Hey, now. Hey, now.
Hey, now.
Hey, now. Let's just say hey, now for the next 3 minutes till we're done. Hey, now.
Hey, now.
Hey, now.
Oh, there's Puppy.
Oh, there he is. He's like,
he heard somebody whistle.
No eye contact.
Is that a puppy over there? Who's that?
Hey now!
Hey now!
The robot is trying to
Yeah!
get me. Dave, when are you going to put
Yes.
that shit for sale? I need to buy some of that stuff. I want myself a signed digital Dungeon Master book. Can I get one?
Why would you want me to sign it and ruin it? You don't want me to do that.
I've been trying to get you to sign your chest and send me a picture for years, but you're not into doing that either. So, I mean, come on.
Do what now? Sign what?
Sign your chest and send me a topless picture.
Are you kidding?
Oh, baby. Oh, baby.
No. So, Knight, going on to the Q&A part of the show, Knight asked me, David, what were the box sets that got misdelivered? It was Champions of Mystara.
Man, my question was way better.
Right there. It was Wrath of the Immortals and Champions of Mystara. They're in such great shape. They're in mint shape because they were shrink wrapped. They were in original shrink wrapping, and not anymore. Thank you to the people at the end of my street. So, thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, I know you're watching, so I appreciate it.
I know those people are watching.
Yeah.
Hey now.
Hey now.
That's pretty cool. My 3 words are sailor crumples pretend, and it goes right to my house. That's pretty amazing.
Pretty neat, eh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
And not only that, but I mean, if you looked at the actual map, you could send it to like any sort of 3 square feet inside your house, which is pretty neat. So you could actually have it delivered to your toilet.
Yeah, but Rob only has like 4 words for his whole house. I mean,
hey, you better calm down. I'm going to build another house back there.
Aren't you moving sometime soon, Rob?
I'm not going to move. I'm going to build a second home on my lot.
Oh, nice.
So so when I move, I'll be moving it's 60 feet.
He's going to double his
rent
square
out the other one.
footage. He's going to open.
I'm
going to triple her.
I'm moving.
You're going to move in? Okay, Dave. All right. I'll be ready for you.
$200 a month with utilities included. I'm ready to go. Yeah, income tax.
Maybe.
State. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe.
2 old guys bitching about the mail.
Oh, we'll be waiting at the road every day.
Right. You imagine those 2
You know
guys.
what I don't know is I have to ask somebody. Anybody who's ever built like a mother-in-law property or a second, like a studio apartment on there or whatever, just like a second place to live, usually called a bungalow or a guest house or whatever you want to call it. What do they do about the address? I don't know how that gets worked out.
Because I when I first moved to El Paso, I think it's the same. It may depend on the county or the state or something. But when
because then if I rent out the other place, probably the only thing you'd have to worry about, again, back to the mail, is when the mail came, it would all go to the same mailbox, and then we would just have to. Yeah. You just have to go. Oh, this is Karen White. Just leave those in and take the Rob Toohey stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. As Rob goes and gets the mail every day. Oh, miniatures for Dave. He'll never get those. They're coming with me. And
wrap them up.
Just make sure you take the shrink wrap off.
Right.
You have to design it where there's cameras in all the house and people can watch you all 24/7, except for the bathroom. That's the only place that doesn't have a camera.
Just gotta get the drone landing pad.
Who would watch? That's the thing, by the way. There are people that do that. They just have cameras in their whole house. I get it. If you were like 22 years old, a college girl, who's gonna watch me? Who's gonna want to see me in my house?
You would be
surprised. Who would even want that?
You'd be surprised what kind of people are out there and what they'll. Yeah.
I think if we had some way of like shocking you, then I would watch.
They got those shock dog collars that you can actually.
And you have to have like the.
Like you're making a tuna fish sandwich, and we're like,
right, and you get like for $5 you can there would be a speaker, and I'm making a tuna sandwich, and you shock me and go, no, peanut butter, and then you get to control me by shocking me. That's funny.
Peanut butter and tuna sandwich. That's what we end up with.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, listen, my parents are dead. I'm not married, don't have a wife, I don't have children. So there's fucking nobody that I need to worry about shaming. So I could totally do something like that because whatever would happen, who gives a fuck? Just do it.
It is what it is.
But I just honestly believe that if I put a website like watchrob.com or whatever, and it's just my house, and you have to pay $20 a month to watch me, I don't even think I'd get 0 people to do that.
No. You know what you got to do, Rob?
I think you would.
You fire up that website, and you have a thing that says "Make Rob do a thing." So for $5, I could type in, say, "Make Rob eat a booger," and then you pick your nose and eat a booger, and you get right. Like you were talking about that peanut butter sandwich. Let's put a little bit of mayonnaise on top of that. Eat a peanut butter and mayonnaise sandwich instead. Somebody pays you money, and you do it in front of the camera. You're good to go. That's how you make some money.
If you put bananas on it, I've actually had a sandwich.
I love peanut butter.
Peanut butter and banana is a good sandwich. That is
peanut butter, banana, and mayonnaise sandwich.
No.
Never
Strawberry preserves.
So when does the Kickstarter to get Bell a new mic start? That's what Knight typed in the chat.
Right.
Tonight. Tonight.
So, it's on my
the
wish
Kickstarter.
list.
So Dave, did you get any further compensation, or did you just get your opened packages back?
No, I got my opened packages.
Oh, shit. All right, we're back to the mail. Come on, that's enough, guys. Seriously,
You should have.
down.
I forgot, Gary. I'm sorry,
you.
Gary. I forgot Canada doesn't have mail. I forgot. I totally apologize.
we
Does too?
have
They do.
They have a thing where the guy who lives on the end of the flat Earth gets a thing, and they just pass it house to house until everybody's seen it. That's
right. Our mail comes on skates because it's iced over up here, right?
Yeah.
Right to our igloo via sled dog.
I can
We
see
all know
Russia
how
from my backyard.
That's not Canada. That's Alaska, sir. That's Alaska.
Yeah. Well,
So,
depending on what part of Canada
honestly,
you're in, you could probably see Russia from your backyard too. I could see Russia from my backyard. I was like, oh my god, I'm done with this whole crap. Anyways,
Eventually, I do want to pick all of y'all's brains because I do want to get a new mic and a whole new setup. So I want y'all to help me figure out what to put on my wish list.
we'll see if we can find a pink one for you. A nice
That would be
pink one.
perfect.
Oh.
I got
I
here.
can't even hear Gary's soul
sorry.
muting.
He's stroking.
Is
it,
that
but
a
I can't
Yeti?
hear it.
It's long, it's black, it's luscious. It even has a sweet pair of balls on the back side of it. See,
Does it come shorter in pink?
maybe.
I have a.
All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us this month, this September. I appreciate it. I changed it to November, so
September.
So everybody,
Don't
thanks
forget
for
to-
hanging out.
Don't forget to vote in
don't
61
forget to
days.
not vote tomorrow. So
Yeah.
don't forget to
Vote-
vote tomorrow, everybody. I know I'm
No.
going to.
Are you guys voting for the candidate that is most likely to get the Canadian or the American postal system back in service properly? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, that's
No.
that's what I'm doing. I'm voting for.
Sure.
That is the candidate that I voted for. Yes, I did.
All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you
All right.
guys next month. We'll talk to you guys then. Thanks everybody in the network for hanging out with us, and thanks for everybody in the chat. We'll see everybody next month. Bye, everybody.
Adios.